Hello and welcome to my Patreon page. I really appreciate that you've stopped by, and now that you're here, I'd love to take a few minutes to talk about why I'm here. Now, I'm not going to talk about my work because there's plenty of it out there, and I'm guessing you've arrived on this page because you've already delved into some of it. What I'd like to do instead is talk more personally, tell you a little bit about my journey to this point. And in many ways it starts when I was a teenager. When I was 17, I fell in love, like really deeply in love with an idea. And I didn't know much about what that idea was or where it would take me, but I wanted to dedicate my life to exploring it. It was like a marriage, really, in sickness and in health, for riches and in poor, for better, for worse, till death do us part. And it has been all of those things. It's been an incredible journey. I'm amazed at the places it's taken me and so grateful for it. And I've only been able to do that journey because of the generosity and the intelligence and the support of many people. I have some of the smartest, most compassionate and insightful friends and enemies who have really helped hone my work over the years and continue to do that. Now, at first, when I was developing this work, it was difficult. I had no education. I left school at 16. I had no financial security, and so I had to find a way to get into university. Which meant going on a course for disadvantaged young people, and that got me into university, and eventually I was able to get scholarships to continue that work. I also spent 7 years on unemployment benefit. I lived in some pretty sketchy places, including a squat, which was some of my happiest days were there. And then something interesting happened. As I was developing my work and developing a community, people started to support me. At first it was small things, like people would buy drinks when I went to the bar, or somebody gave me their old second-hand car. And then, people would begin to just give me a little bit of cash to support me. They knew I was unemployed and living in a pretty difficult place. And that just felt right to me. It felt great that the people who felt my work sustained them were helping to sustain me. And at that point, I really felt that that was how I wanted to support the work that I did for the rest of my life. And that happened right until my early 30s. And then something incredible happened. I was contacted by an individual who enjoyed my work and told me that he wanted to support me in a more formal way, that he had a private foundation, and that he and his family wanted to give me space where I could develop my work, and develop my speaking, and write some books without any financial worries. And they wanted to do this until I would get on my feet. Now, at first I said no, because maybe I was nervous. Maybe I couldn't get my head around the idea. It would also mean leaving Northern Ireland, which I deeply love, and coming to America. And also I was worried that there would be strings attached, because the one thing that meant more than anything else was that this project that I was working on wouldn't be influenced by outside forces, negatively influenced. And I was worried that if someone was giving me all of this money, supporting me for 3 years, that they might want to influence the direction of the work. So over the course of a year, thankfully, he kept persuading me and contacting me, saying that there were no strings attached, that if I wanted to take the money and go to Hawaii for 3 years, I was welcome to do it. And so once I realized that there were absolutely no strings, I accepted the offer, and I am eternally grateful for that offer. And I moved to America and continued to develop my work. And this brings me to the present day. Now I get supported not by a small group of people in Northern Ireland or one individual patron, but by hundreds of people across the world. People who in one way or another have felt my work has helped them in some way. Some people support me because my work helped them at a point in their past, and they give me a few bucks a month as a way of saying thank you, but also as a little ritual, a way of remembering that event in their life and being faithful to that event in their life. And there are others who support me because the work is currently helping them. And they know that there is lots of free content out there, and that there is no secret that you get if you pay my Patreon. But they know that they get more book studies and more in-depth courses, and they enjoy that material. And whichever you are, if you support me, I am in your debt. I am so grateful that you're helping me as I pursue my passion. So hopefully you might want to support me for a little bit, or support someone else on this platform. It's full of wonderful people, creative artists, musicians, writers and speakers who are able to do their work because people like you are able to give them a little bit of money. But regardless, I just really appreciate that you've come here, that you're engaging with my work. I hope that you will become a co-creator with me as I continue in this passion to develop the theory and the technology of pyrotheology. Take care.